Can you tell me, I think this is a question that I've been meaning to ask you for ages, and I've just realized I have not ever asked you this. Where does the name come from? Is it the Sopranos and Gilmore Girls episode?
You know, I'll stop you there because every time we go to an art fair, the number of people that approach us, and I have to let them down, that it actually is a reference to nothing. That it's really embarrassing, and I'm not the kind of person who invests much in the oneric, but I was starting the gallery, and I had a dream at the time that I ran a gallery named Season 4, Episode 6.
Stop.
And I was like, oh, it's good enough. It's good enough. That'll do.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. No, because I thought there's a Gilmore Girls episode where the Sopranos are featured in it, and then there's a Sopranos episode where the Gilmore Girls are featured in it. I thought it was something to do with that. But
I always get very flattered when someone says that, because I'd like to think that I present to the world as someone that watches HBO, and that's good with me. That's fine.
I love that. Tell me a little bit, for those who aren't familiar with the gallery, about the space. When did it start? How did it start?
Goodness, I think we started almost about 18 months ago, so June of 2024, and that's been almost 2 years ago now. Goodness. And it's been kind of a wild ride since. I mean, of course, it's not my first gallery, so I knew what I was getting into. But really, it was crafted as a space that was devoted to, largely in terms of media, sculpture, and installation. That isn't to say that we don't show painting, but what we craft our program around is really sculpture and installation. And ultimately, it's a space where Michael, the other director, and I can pursue what we really love, be uncompromising in our ambition and our vision. And to date, we've been able to do that. So
I like this idea of being uncompromising. Can you talk a little bit just in general about how the program has evolved over those 18 months? I mean, do you feel like you've started in a different place you've ended up in?
I think if we didn't, there would be a problem. I mean, there is constantly an evolution, and and I also think that there have been artists who have remained with the program. There have been artists who have pursued different directions in their own practices, and so it's never this stagnant thing. But it did begin with this impetus of having a couple of people around us that we really wanted to platform, and then from there using that as a means of exploring what it was that we wanted to see in London art, and that's really the juncture that we're at, right? So a lot of the artists that we're now including in our program are people who have become part of the gallery since it's been open, and have really kind of come aboard with what we're doing. And that's really nice, right? Because if people can see themselves in the thing that you're putting out in the world, that feels very promising.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm curious how you came to this idea of, like, you say, like, this junction of what you want to see. You have a really interesting kind of background. You have film studies, and you're also doing history. How has that kind of affected the way that you've approached being a gallerist and, like, how you develop programs?
I think definitely, we've used different monikers or different kind of taglines internally. I mean, externally, I hope that we're pretty coherent. But what I would say is that internally, we think about the way that we do art in a kind of like heavy metal sort of way. We want it to be loud. We want it to be a little in your face. And I think that we often use the word aggressive. Not that we want it to be uninviting, but I think instead that we want to put forward a very ambitious and very, I don't want to say loud necessarily, but like very, very clear and very forceful kind of work.
Yeah. No ambiguity.
Yeah, no ambiguity, or rather, like, we're not here to play nice.
Nice.
I think we're here to be as ambitious and direct as we can be. We're here to say what we have to say. Everything we need, nothing we don't. And, if somebody doesn't like it, then that is what it is. They can
write a nasty Substack about it.
Exactly. And we welcome that, right? And I think that what we've often said is that we would much prefer that somebody comes in here and absolutely loathes what we do than come away feeling tepid, right? Because that, to me, is the marker of a bad show.
Oh, that's a failure. If you walk away from a show and you're like, the wine was good, that's it. Like,
exactly.
That's it. That's a failure.
If someone hates our program, then I absolutely welcome that, but I want them to feel strongly about it. And I think that that's been a real guiding light in terms of what we've done.